Commemorating just one person is a difficult choice to make when so many people in my 21 years have had a significant influence in my life. There are teachers, family members, and friends that fit this classification, but one man stands out above all others. Family-centered, generous, organized, and wise are just a few of the adjectives to describe him. I had such a short time to get to know him, but had such a big impact in my life. Charles Brochetti is this person, or as I knew him, Grandpa, and yes, I speak of him in the past tense because he died suddenly in April of 2019. My grandpa, or Chuck as his friends knew him, lived in the small western Pennsylvania town of Slippery Rock. Living almost 300 miles away, the memories I have of him are centered around holidays and family. Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, and graduations are my fondest memories of my grandpa. He was a full-blooded Italian, so family was very important, and characteristics that was instilled in me of family first. We always sat around a table to eat because, as he would say, we do not live in a barn. Meals were not quick. The family sat around the table for hours, eating and drinking with plenty of conversation and joking. And, of course, my grandpa's favorite part, dessert. I even caught him a few times taking bites of dessert before the main meal. I understand where I got my sweet tooth from. Generosity is the second characteristic I identify with my grandpa. This is because this became obvious when we cleaned out his house. Here are some of the many charities he had donated to over the years. Each of the charities he donated to were significant in his life. My grandma, whom I never knew, died of cancer, so he donated to different cancer associations. My grandpa had diabetes, so he donated to diabetes associations. My grandpa's mother died of heart failure. Here are some of the notepads he received from the different health associations. My grandpa's brother served in the Navy. Here is one of the many bags he received from the Veterans Association. My grandfather was very religious. We found many prayer cards around his house and in his car. These are just a few foundations that I am sure will miss my grandfather's generosity. Organization was my grandfather's next characteristic. That was obvious in his house. Everything had a place that was neatly kept. Hundreds of DVDs were on shelves and in alphabetical order. Documents that he had kept filed for years were all in dated order. His clothes were in color-coded order. My grandpa was very detailed about color. I remember him showing me new shirts he bought. He would often ask, "What color do you think this is?" I usually replied with a simple answer of blue or green or red, but that was never the correct answer. My grandfather would tell me, "No, the color is turquoise or chartreuse or crimson." I learned from a very young age that there was more than just red, blue, green, and yellow in the world. I will always think of my grandpa as a wise man. He was a college professor at Slippery Rock University for 40 years, and education was valued greatly in his family. The foundation that education is important has put me on the path to graduate from college. Many of his former colleagues attended his funeral. They all told stories of his dedication and wisdom he shared with them and his students. My grandpa's advice to me after high school graduation was, "A college education is priceless opportunity. Take advantage of it while you can." I was lucky to have such a wise grandpa. Of course, I wish I still had many more years with my grandpa, Chuck Brochetti. But the years I had with him taught me what was important to have a successful life. Important values that he instilled in me instilled in my life will help me find success in a meaningful way by prioritizing my family first, being generous with time and money, if possible, keeping organized and getting an education. Thanks, Grandpa. My short time as your grandson will last a lifetime.